Hello everyone, this is Daniel, and I'm gonna go a little further on what's said. Just so you're a little more familiar with this, or familia, where well, if you're or if you're a familia, or if you're a family, just remember that anyone that watches this and receives it with joy, they're chosen by God. So let me talk about this in a little further detail, just in case you don't understand. I mean, if you don't understand, and you're basically driven by the world, I mean, you're not chosen by God. And God chooses children. He chooses who He wishes, and He chose me. And if He chooses you, then that's good. If He doesn't choose you, then let's have a talk. God chooses who He wants to choose to be part of His kingdom. He chooses princes and princesses. Everyone else are prisoners. And if you're wondering what I'm talking about, do not be fooled by this world, because this world is perishable. God chose this world to be perishable. He knows everything. He knows what's going to happen. He knows who He's going to choose for heaven. He knows everything. And before He created the earth, He already written your life in the book of life or death. And anyone that does not have their name written in the book of life, they're not. So if you do not receive this video with joy, that you're written in the book of life, first you better see that you repent and go to God. And if you can't seem to do that, well, you're going to hell. For those that do not receive this video with joy, they're most likely going to go to hell. Hell's a place for those that God chooses. Hell's a place for those who God chooses to. He chooses He chooses people to go to hell whom He chooses. And He chooses people to go to heaven whom He chooses. This is why Jesus said, "Oh, you hypocrites, oh, you Pharisees," because He knew that type of group were most likely going to go to hell. He was very judgmental for who He really was, and he claimed, in some cases, to be the Son of Man, the Son of God in some cases. But He did not say He was God. Only God decides that. Because remember, to be saying that you're a son of God is blasphemy to these people, except for Him, because Jesus knew no sin. Also, I would say that the Father is Jesus. He's just more glorified form of the Jesus. And let me explain this to you, so you're not caught off guard. The Father, whose name is Jesus, who His name is I Am, chooses whom He will choose to go to either heaven or hell. And if you're not receiving this video with joy, you should be in concern, and you should either repent, or if you really don't care about this, I don't know what to say. Because Jesus, He is the Almighty Judge. He reads the book of life for those who goes in the book of life, and the death for the book of death. Now, He also written the book of life for those who are babies who have not been yet born and died. And he also written those who have died early as children, because they're innocent. They're innocent because they don't know what's right from wrong. But that just means that these children, they prefer to do right. They don't know sin. These children don't know sin. That's all that matters. Jesus, I mean, if he chooses you, and you know that he chose you, you should be exceedingly glad and thankful for that. Be thankful for all things, and especially be thankful that he chose you. Because, I mean, he cares for his children. Also, if Jesus, if you have fear that you're going to hell, and you keep having that fear for a long time, it's gonna be over. That fear is gonna be realized because Jesus did not choose you. But you should have a healthy fear for respecting God. But you're not to have a healthy fear of hell. Fear God, who will send you to hell, and he's the only one that will send you to hell. Matter of fact, the fallen angels don't even know who God chose from that very day. All they know that they have to get as many people to hell as possible. But if you're chosen, then you're chosen. And it's best to know that if you're chosen, then you have a full life ahead of you. You have a full life ahead of you, and you will be in paradise. And you'll have the most wonderful, peaceful life you'll ever can imagine. Just remember, Jesus chooses whom he wants to choose. It's no gambling. It's him deciding who he wants to decide. It's him deciding who he wants to go to heaven. Fear him who has the ability to send your whole body and soul to hell, and your spirit. Fear him more than ever. But if you fear hell, that you're going to hell because he doesn't choose you, and because you fear that he's chosen you to go to hell because of this video, and have a complete fear, you're most likely going to hell. This is not my judgment, the video. This is me plainly telling you, Jesus chooses who he wants to choose. And this is me evangelizing, so you can realize that this is who Jesus is. He is loving. He wishes that no one perishes, but he also knows that some people have to perish because that's who he decides. He decides through righteous judgment. He is holy. He is also powerful. And he is also perfect. And in an infinite way, he chose who he chose to perish, And some are written in the book of life, and some are written in the book of death. But just realize that Jesus is perfect, and he will choose whom he wishes to choose. And remember, he chose me. Remember that, okay? Alright, I'll be done now, okay? Bye.